All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about something that affects every single one of us every single day, the incredible and kind of surprising link between the food you eat and the way you feel. So let's just ask it straight up. Can your lunch actually make you happier? Can your dinner choices be dragging you down? It seems like a simple question, but the answer? Well, it's fascinating. Let's find out together. You know that feeling, right? That irritable, hangry moment when you've waited just a little too long to eat? Or reaching for certain foods when you're feeling stressed out? Of course, we've all been there. But what's really cool is that scientists are now looking way beyond those moments to uncover the deep, long-term connections our diets have with our mental health. So, where do you even begin to look for answers? Well, a lot of the time, scientists start by looking for patterns in huge amounts of data. And one pattern that keeps popping up again and again, giving us some major clues, is the Mediterranean diet. Now, check out the language in this quote from a big study in 2021. They found an inverse association. That's science speak for a really clear pattern. The more closely people followed this way of eating, the lower their chances were of dealing with things like depression and anxiety. And just how strong is that link? Well, in that same study, we're talking over 3,000 adults, the people who stuck closest to the Mediterranean diet had nearly 40% lower odds of depression. I mean, wow, that is a seriously powerful statistic. Okay, so what exactly is this diet? It's not some strict, complicated plan. It's really more of a pattern, a way of life. It's all about whole foods. So tons of fruits and veggies, whole grains, nuts, healthy fats like olive oil and fish. And on the flip side, very little processed stuff, red meat or sugar. Just think fresh, vibrant, and real. Okay, let's dive into this because a 40% difference is huge. But why does it happen? How on earth can a piece of fish or some olive oil actually change what's going on up here in your brain? Well, the answer seems to lie in a couple of key biological pathways. Right now, scientists are really zeroing in on two major things: how our body manages energy and how it deals with threats. First up, let's talk about the blood sugar roller coaster. You know the one. You eat something super sugary or processed, you get this huge spike of energy, and then crash. That crash can literally trigger feelings of anxiety and irritability. But whole foods, with all their fiber and protein, they help keep your blood sugar nice and stable, giving your brain a steady, reliable stream of fuel. And that means a more stable mood. The second big idea, and this is a huge area of research, is chronic inflammation. Just imagine your body's internal alarm system is stuck in the on position. Diets filled with processed foods can actually fuel that fire, releasing these little inflammatory molecules that can get into your brain. And more research is linking them to mood disorders like depression. So it seems like the case is closed, right? Eat a Mediterranean diet and you're all set. Well, this is where things get a little more complicated. We have to put on our scientist hats for a minute. Not exactly. The connection is definitely there, it's compelling, but scientists are super careful about how they talk about it, and for some really good reasons. Check out this quote from a massive review of lots of different studies. They concluded there was limited evidence and really stressed that we don't know for sure if there's a true causal link. Now, this doesn't mean the connection isn't real. It just means we have to be really precise about what the science has actually proven. And this gets to the absolute heart of the matter, the crucial difference between correlation and causation. Correlation just means two things are seen together. Like, hey, people who eat healthy also seem to have lower rates of depression. Causation means we've proven one thing directly causes the other. Right now, the science is screaming correlation, but proving that direct causation, well, that's the next big hurdle. And you might be asking, well, why is it so hard to prove? There are a bunch of reasons. For one, people are notoriously bad at remembering exactly what they ate. It's also really hard to separate diet from other things like how much someone exercises. And then there's the big one, the classic chicken or egg problem. Does a poor diet lead to depression? Or does being depressed make you less likely to cook a healthy meal in the first place? It's tricky stuff. Okay, so with all that scientific nuance and caution in mind, where does that leave us? What are the actual practical takeaways for our own lives? Here's the bottom line. Diet is not a magic bullet. It is not a cure for mental illness. But the weight of the evidence, it is overwhelming, and it all points in one clear direction. Eating a diet based on whole, anti-inflammatory foods is an incredibly powerful tool for supporting your mental health, period. So what does this actually look like on your plate? It's really pretty simple. First, just prioritize whole foods. Build your meals around things that look like they came from the earth, not a factory. Second, be more mindful of those ultra-processed foods. And third, and this might be the most important part, is to shift your mindset. Start thinking of food as fuel and information that you are sending directly to your brain.
And all of this leaves us with a final, really powerful thought to chew on. As the science keeps growing, it pushes us to ask bigger questions. While therapy and medicine are absolutely essential, could it be that the future of mental health care is found not just in a clinic, but in our kitchens too?